What's going on, everybody? Appreciate y'all tuning to the channel this morning here at 323 Fabrication. Working on this old C10 some more. Now this it's gonna jump around a little bit. I guess I just got busy working on it and didn't think about filming some of the stuff. So I'm gonna show y'all kind of what I missed in the video real quick and then let y'all enjoy it. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. All right, so under here, a little bit has changed. We're running the 2-barrel with the adapter under it, no spacer. This carb seems to be the best for the truck. I'm not getting the best fuel mileage, but I've been working on the tune-up. It's getting better as time goes on. I was getting like 7 miles to the gallon to start with, and I was getting 12 on the last tank. I'll fill it up today and see what we're getting. But it's being used as a work truck. Don't mind the traffic driving by. Hauling some more junk. Got some tires for the Buick wheels, so y'all will see that soon. But that being said, the only other thing I think I missed, I mounted some aluminum hinges to the truck and they just slipped into the glove box door, and it works really well. That's the blue one Mike gave me. I appreciate that. But I hope y'all enjoy the video. Swap the funky Holley back on the truck, hoping maybe we can make it work now. Dad cleaned it again. Just changed the power steering pump. Didn't rebuild the old one. It's not much more to just go on and get a whole pump and swap the pulley and the bracket over to it. Just reinstalled that and topped it off with fluid. Kind of cleaned up a little bit. So hopefully that solves our power steering leak problem. And we're gonna fire it up, see what it does. All right, y'all. We have got the 2-barrel back on it with a new accelerator pump and some new gaskets, and got the float set. I can't flat foot it, but it runs pretty good. Part throttle. Thinking it's probably a timing issue now. The old truck runs out pretty good. It shifts. Got the TV cable hooked up. I'm gonna run down here to the gas station because I don't know how much fuel's in it. I got a fire extinguisher in the bed of the truck, but just make me feel better if I put some fuel in it. Plus the fuel that's coming out of this tank is disgusting, man. It's nasty, nasty, varnished. So I feel like the truck will be happier. I'm gonna fill it up with 93, kind of put some octane back in what's left in the tank, and just kind of go from there. But it rides pretty good. Got a couple of squeaks, not too bad. I like it. Race truck, that's for sure. But it runs out pretty good and it is comfortable. Got the door panels and the window handles on it. I like it. It's a cool old truck. I'm excited to finally be driving it a little bit. A little over 10 gallons, so the fuel gauge in the truck definitely don't work. So there we go. Maybe it'll run a little better. I figured since it drove to the gas station and back fine, I should just drive it to work in the middle of the night, and yeah, I either get home or I don't at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, so we'll see. But the lights work, so I don't know about the heater. Interior lights, gauge lights are junk, but that'll be all right. We're gonna give her a go. Made it home last night. Truck did not want to start. I mean, it was turning over fine. The chokes been like eliminated on this little 2-barrel. I might have to undo that because at 4 o'clock this morning when it was 40 degrees outside, it wasn't happy to start. But once we got it running, it sat there and idled fine. I have almost no dash lights, so I'm gonna try to take care of that today. Hopefully we got the bulbs, and it just needs bulbs because I can't see. I can see my voltmeter, and I can see this end of the speedo, and that's it. So I'm gonna pull that apart. I was on Rock Auto. I'm gonna order a bunch of stuff: wiper blades, heater core, blower motor. And I don't know that it needs a blower motor. This one just sounds a little weak, but I can get a heater core and a blower motor cheaper than I can get just a heater core at the parts house from Rock Auto. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna order my shank lug nuts for these. They've got those as well. A dome light cover up there. I need to get a switch for this door, so this dome light will work when this door is open. Trying to think. I'm gonna get a carpet dash pad cover. You know, just a few things, nothing crazy. But it did pretty good. I enjoyed it. Rides, it's a little bouncy, but I mean, I really like the truck, so I mean, I can deal with that. It cruises on the way home. It's really hard to tell when it shifts into overdrive. I can get the first 3 gears for sure. So I don't know if there needs to be some more adjustment in that TV cable. Trying to figure it all out. But other than the fact that I was a little cold last night, old truck did good. Hannah likes it. The puppers seem to like it. Raven, what is it? Yeah? Okay. But I'm going to get this thing fired up, let it warm up a little bit. And then I got to head to town, do a few things. And I'm going to go to the shop and try to get some dash lights in it. I don't like the oil pressure. So I changed the oil yesterday before I drove it to work. And I do not like these headlights. I'm going to put the factory headlights back in. These things are junk. They're not bright. You get like 8 foot worth of road in front of you, and I've adjusted them, and they're just terrible. So I'm gonna put the factory ones back in it. Hopefully they're good. But the oil pressure, hot. I noticed when I got downtown Enterprise, after running it down the highway for 15 minutes, sitting still, idling at a stoplight, I had like 10 pounds of oil pressure, which, I mean, you know, it's idling at 700 RPM, so that's plenty technically, but I don't like it. So I'm thinking maybe when it's due for an oil change, and this is 2050, by the way. I put heavier oil in it, hoping it'd help, and it hasn't. So I'm thinking when it's due for another oil change, I'm going to drop the pan again and put an oil pump on it. I think it'd be a good idea if we're going to hold on to the truck, do it some good. I need to go see Mike and he said he's got a glove box door I can have and a rear bumper. And so that'll be awesome. But I like this truck an awful lot. It's really cool. After a little bit of struggling, got the instrument cluster out. I'm going to replace these bulbs on the back of it and then fix the Prindle park indicator, gear indicator thing. I got it super glued. It's inside drying. Hopefully, if not, I'll order a new one. But I'm going to replace all these burnout bulbs. And hopefully start having dash lights. Oh, it looks pretty good. I might leave that one. Which one is that? Speedo. I don't know if that one's good or not. I don't know. Anyway. But clean everything before I put it back together. It's a little chilly this morning. It's in the low 40s. So this truck's been sitting since I got home, like 4:35 Sunday morning. Hannah's Jeep's running. I got it warming up, so she'll have a heater. This truck does not have a heater, but I got to go get a bunch of wood today, so I got to drive it. But windshield leaks a little bit, but I got a windshield seal on the way from Rock Auto. This is Holley. Holley, what are you doing? That's our new puppy. So let's see how this thing fires up. I think it's gonna, wonder if the neutral safety switch is gonna cooperate. I've been having to put it in neutral to crank it. Yep. Keep in mind, this thing doesn't have a choke, so all things considered, it does pretty good. Well, we're gonna find out how the old shop truck does. Sitting a little lower than normal. I got a feeling it's probably on the bump stops. 75 12-foot 2x4s. Yeah, I think it's already on the bump stop. Might have a little bit. For some reason today, I put some more timing in it the other day, tuned the carb down a little bit because it's getting terrible fuel mileage, so it should be getting a little bit better. And then today it started acting up, wanting to shut off, so got to figure that out. I had a terrible squeak. I thought it was this inner fender. It ended up being this stinking bungee cord, so we got that bungee cord a little different. It's working good, no squeaking. But the truck's been driving really well. Drove it like 2 hours yesterday to a buddy of mine's to get a back bumper, which is over there. I'll show you all that in a minute, and a couple other parts. But I got the dash apart. I got all the gauge lights working, but I didn't want to break that bezel because it's brittle and it's not broke yet. So I left it out, added a tack, just to kind of be able to see what the truck's doing. Just old cheap tack we had. But I ordered a new gear indicator, so that's why I hadn't put the bezel back on. So I'm gonna drop the column. That came in right there. So we got a new one of those. I'm gonna put that in there. That'll be nice. Center console out of a YJ Jeep Wrangler that Dad dyed black for me, and I had that in the Chevy 2 gasser with bucket seats before I went to a bench seat. I do have a glove box door. It's blue. I got to get that mounted, but before I mount that, I got to tear the AC box out of it because we got a heater core to put in. Just kind of trying to update y'all on this thing. We've been tinkering with it a little bit. Waiting on parts mostly. Got a new blower motor, so that's good. Now I got to get heater core in it, and I'll have heat. I did order a new, I guess it's like a front splitter or whatever, air dam for the front bumper because the one on the truck was really junky. And this was cheap on Rock Auto. It was like 12 bucks and then another $10 shipping. But FedEx decided to break it. So I got to get with Rock Auto and get them to send me another one of those. And we'll get that put on. My lug nuts showed up to put the wheels on, but that's the washers that came on these Dormans right here, and it's too big for the spot in the wheels, so I ordered another set of small washers off of eBay. They should be here in a couple days. That's our heater core. Got headlights on the way. I got a new windshield rubber on the way. And I got a door jamb switch for the driver's side on the way. And then, yeah, that's kind of what we got going on. I need to finish painting the emblems and get them back on the truck. We're gonna get a back bumper on it hopefully today. The heater core is the main goal because when I got off work last night, it was 39 degrees and I was cold. So anyway, I gotta figure out why it's, I mean, it idles. Honestly, I feel like it's flooding. I don't know. I'm gonna check the float level. I haven't checked that, and then mess with the tune-up a little bit, see if we can figure it out. I don't know if it's that or if maybe the carb's getting hot. No, the carb's not that hot, so it's probably a float level issue, maybe, but I don't know why it would show up out of nowhere. Anyway, guys, that's a little update on the C10, just kind of what we got going on. I have put a little over 200 miles on the truck since we got it running. It's been doing pretty good. So get some more done today. This is really rather simple. You have to take the bezel face off, obviously. So, got a dash pad carpet cover. There's two 7mm, and what I did, I take the 5/8. It takes a 5/8. I don't know what size the nuts are, guys, but it's a 5/8 socket. I take the nuts off the column so I can drop it down a little bit, and this is a tilt column. And then, so 7mm, and then there's a Phillips screw that goes here, and that's what goes in this piece here. I'll show you that in just a second. All right, two 7mm, and then you got this cable that comes down and loops through here and attaches here, and this is slotted so you can adjust it. So what I did, obviously the column's still loose, right? So I pushed the column up where it's supposed to be, and then I put it in neutral, and I tuned it for neutral. That way it drives where it's supposed to be, reverse where it's supposed to be. But then when you put it in park, it goes a little past it. But it's good enough. Just like that, more Rock Auto stuff showed up. Dad just brought it around here. Dome light lens, because we need that. It's a new gas cap, because the one in there, every time you take it off, it turns into 3 pieces and you have to snap it back together. And it was $2 and something. And of course, a new magnet for the fridge and windshield rubber. So, I don't know when, but I want to get the windshield pulled out and put that new rubber in and get it sealed up because it leaks. And I know I'm doing more to this truck than I planned, but you know what, guys? It's going to be a good driver. I'm trying to think of what else we're waiting on. I know I'm waiting on new door jamb switch for the driver's side. And, oh yeah, and a pair of seal beam headlights. See, there's the old one. There's the dash all back together. Let's slide this little rubber thing down. Obviously, tack wires aren't going to let it be perfect, but got the bezel on it, got the bottom pieces on it, column bolted back in place. Neutral safety switch works in park sometimes it don't. I need to get some VLR on that steering wheel. I think it'll be nice. So my theory on why it's running like it is, I just fired it up. And you got to give it a lot of air to get it to fire up. And then it'll run for a minute and then it starts getting worse. So I think what it's doing is either the needle and seat's stuck or the float level's too high. Because yesterday I leaned the carb up quite a bit. So it's not using as much fuel at idle. And it might be that it's right on the edge of the float being too high. And because I'm not using much fuel at idle, it's now flooding. That's my theory anyway. We're gonna find out. Y'all, this has been a job. So there's, I'm gonna take 3 vacuum lines off. One here, one there, and one on one of these on that end down there. The cable right here, which is simple, it's just got a little push on washer thing and it sits in there. This is broke, but it just has to be what it is. But broke this stud, took this bolt out. This stud, this side broke. And then the top stud broke. So I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to put bolts back in it. It's gonna be a 2-person job putting it back in, but I'm gonna take this thing out and go get this heater core out of it and see what we're working with. When you got this thing flipped over out here, you gotta take, there's 3 screws in this plate right here. 1, 2, 3, they come out. There's 3 right here. That's 1, 2 in the center, 3 over here. And then I'm fighting with it, and then 1 here and 1 there, right? Still can't get it, so it turns out there's 1 screw down in there. And these are all 1/4 inch. Then this lifts out. I was wrong. There's 1 more in this corner as well. Now it should lift out. Look at that. Just like that. Drop the screws. I see it. All right, there's your old one that was leaking. There's the new one. And it's set in here. It's got a clamp on this end and a clamp on that end. 3 screws total. But before we put this back together, I'm going to vacuum all this cockroach poop out and all this other junk, clean it up. But there you go, guys. Got it out. There's the 2 little clamps. It's not exactly a perfect fit, but it's going to have to work. That's what we got. But the hoses are in the right spot, so that'll be okay. Okay, airbox is back in. There's a bolt through it there. There's one that goes from this side that towards the front of the truck, and then there's 1 there and 1 there. Well, all 3 of the studs that were fashioned to the airbox from this side that went outside with a nut broke. So I took some 1/4 inch bolts and fed them from the outside in with washers on each side and then a lock washer and a nut. And Dad held those and I was able to tighten them up. So we're back in business. I got to get these ducts back in. And then I got a ground that's broke out there I'm going to fix, and we should be pretty well jam up. It's going pretty well, I'd say. Okay, all the heater stuff's back installed. I got the lines run, intake there, water, radiator. I got my thing up here full of water so we can burp it, let it get warm. The truck's idling. Made a few more carb adjustments, and I got the heater on wide open as it'll get. Which ain't great. Like this new blower motor, I don't know if it's that or the switch, but like I don't have high. I got like low, medium, faster, not all the way. So but it's idling. I'm gonna let it get some temp in it, see how it does. I'm gonna snug up the alternator belt real quick. You ready to go to work? Well, it's a beautiful day out. The low tonight's only 49, so I'm gonna drive the Chevy too. Old C10's got a heater now, but I'm gonna drive the hot rod. It's been a while. Hey, you guys having fun? Got my new seal beams in, swapping them out because these LED lights really don't work that great. There's the part number. These are Wagner's, ordered them on Rock Auto. Supposed to be 20% brighter than the factory headlights. Who knows, but they've got to be better than these because you get about 10 foot out of them LEDs. And then when you hit the brights, the way this beam is split like this, they shine straight up at the trees. Dome light. So, replace that one there. It's one wire, real simple, plugs into the back of it. That's what the old one come out. I went ahead and ordered a pair of these because on Rock Auto they're like $1.33 or something like that, which is way cheaper than getting them local. So there you go. That's what a new one looks like. That's what the old one looks like. So got a spare. The passenger side still works, but it is kind of rusty crusty looking, so just in case I saved it. There we go, making a little progress. Gonna work on, I gotta fix where the blend door cable mounts on the heater box. I'll show you all that in just a second. And work on getting the glove box door on and the rear bumper. All right, y'all, you see where that's broke? That little spot where the screw goes in on the cable. So my plan, put a little P-clamp around it, washer and the screw back in it. Hopefully it'll hold that still, and then the blend door actuator will work like it's supposed to. I just had to pull this out of the way. Once this is fixed, get the glove box door on. There you go. Got a P-clamp on it with a washer, and it works. I'm not exactly sure how that end goes, but that's how I've got it, and it works. So get this little piece back installed, be done. There's a bumper my buddy Mike gave me. It's I don't know, we missing brackets or something, so I'm trying to make it work. Cut some spacers. I got some big bolts in it, and the bolts are shanked, so there's not enough thread on them to pull it tight, and the bumper's too high, so the tailgate's hitting it. Now the tag light's just temporary. This is the bracket that was under it. I got 2 tag lights ordered. It hasn't showed up yet, but we're gonna have to do some ciphering on this because this ain't gonna work the way it is. But I would like to have a bumper on the truck. That way I can pull, you know, a little utility trailer with it or something. Plus I think it makes the truck look more complete. The only other way to make it look good like that is to have a roll pan on it, but I kind of like the old bumper. So I got to go back to the drawing board and figure something else out about this. Alright, when we put these new bulbs in, the adjuster on this side is stripped. It's just plastic garbage. So go to the parts store and you can buy some more plastic garbage. And it was trying to strip, but I pushed on the top of the lamp really hard and got enough threads in it. I guess it's gonna stay. I have to adjust them at night, but 2 of these things is like $7, which is ridiculous. But anyway, that problem is solved. Now we're gonna work on getting the new air dam on. Hopefully FedEx didn't break the second one. And then work on getting the back bumper situated. So our new air dam. I think it'll look good on the front of the truck. I think it kind of completes it being low, you know, give it that aerodynamic NASCAR look or whatever. So this, to me, was worth buying to put back on the truck, even though it's just a look thing. But It was like $12.80 or something like that. It was less than 13 bucks from Rock Auto. Now it did ship separately from some of my other orders, and they charge you per order of shipping, so it was like another $11 shipping. So, you know, $24. I thought it was worth it. And the first one come in broke. FedEx had like folded the box and it cracked in the middle. But you know, I did the claim with Rock Auto. It was real simple, real easy. Said it had been damaged in shipping. When removed from the package, it was, you know, visible, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so no charge to me. Got a new one less than a week later. And we're going to get it put on. Okay, like anything else anymore, it doesn't fit. So it's just re-drilling the holes in the plastic. It's the easiest thing to do. So I kind of lined it up with the old one. Kind of guesstimating it best I can. These look like they didn't have to be, so we'll see. Got them drilled, pretty good sized bit. We'll have a little slack, hopefully that'll be good. But we're gonna throw it on there and see. There you go. Just re-drilled a few of the bolt holes. I think that really kind of finishes off the front of the truck. I think it kind of makes the look. Lowered. That right there. Slotted mags, by the way. Hadn't showed y'all that. Went yesterday, Road Mart. Guys hooked me up, swapped my wheels for me, put the tires back on the same wheels, and these are actually an inch wider than the factory wheels. They look good though. I think they really changed the way the truck looks. I got my tag lights in, so I'm gonna get tag lights in the bumper. Mike hooked me up with the bumper. I appreciate that, Mike. I do have to do some more adjusting on it. I'm gonna slot some of the holes in the frame because it's too close to the tailgate, and it is aggravating. I think we're missing some brackets or something, but it was off an 86. But either way, it's awesome. He hooked me up with that for sure. Man, I like this truck. Love the wheels. Appreciate that. My buddy Joey traded my intake manifold for him. Oops, excuse me, sir. But looks like a NASCAR truck now. So I took the floor jack, took a little weight off of the suspension. And I didn't realize this till the other day, but the truck's been riding on the bump stops. So it's part of the reason it's so bouncy, because it doesn't allow the suspension to travel at all downward. You can see there's about 1 inch now, maybe 3/4. But I left enough bump stop to leave a little bit above the steel part of the control arm on the back. So it should ride a little better. I mean, I'm sure it's still gonna hit them, but cut a good bit off both sides. You can see over there, there's a gap now where before it was touching. That should help. Now I gotta get this inner fender rubber installed. I forgot to install it when we put the inner fender in. Got our new tag lights, got the bumper all mounted. Looks good. Slotted mags, I still need to wash them and wash the tires, but not worried about that right now. Clean the dash up, polish the vinyl, put some Mother's VLR on it. Got our headlight adjuster in on that side. Truck's pretty well jammed up. Got a patch floor, put a windshield seal in it. Look at that. Look how much better the steering wheel looked when I cleaned it. But that being said, the truck is for the most part done. Now we're going to try to pull that 57 Chevy out with it. Still got to get the emblems on it, but that'll do it for this video. Appreciate y'all watching. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Hope you enjoy this whole raggedy C10 content. That being said, like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one. Be blessed.